Good evening and welcome to Vsb TV 11 News. I'm Selena Mead on this Friday, August the 29th. In an unfortunate note, our top story, Vsb Television will be discontinuing television broadcasting until further notice. Vsb's Charles Webb has the details.
After considerable thought and a full review of its operations, Defense Broadcasting Company Television Limited announced that until further notice, it will cease to broadcast VSB Channel 11 effective August 31st, 2014. Management says this decision was not made lightly, and in spite of their best efforts, advertising revenues continue to decline with little reason to anticipate that the current economic situation will improve substantially in the near future. While it is not the intention that the shutdown will be permanent, it will enable the operation to be reevaluated and reorganized in an effort to minimize the losses and find innovative ways to enhance the content while offering advertisers value for dollars spent. Management advises that to that end, all VSB radio programs will continue as usual. Management deeply regrets that 3 full-time staff and 8 part-time Bermudians will be displaced by this decision. For VSB News, I'm Charles Webb.
Thank you, Charles. A number of gravely ill patients are planning to conduct a building takeover next week at the One Bermuda Alliance's Tuesday caucus meeting. Their plan, says medical marijuana activist Alan Gordon, is to lobby for a speedy resolution to patients' plea for access to medical marijuana.
Gravely ill patients, some of whom are terminal, feel that they were misled by government as to the process for medical cannabis licenses. They want clarification, they want some answers because they've been waiting a long time. They spent a lot of money, they spent some of their last moments running around trying to comply with a process that, unbeknownst to them, had been suspended. They should have been told. And there should be medical cannabis available for them.
So have any of these patients gone directly, or their doctors gone directly to government?
Yes, a number of patients have attempted to follow the application process for medical cannabis licenses. And I have seen one piece of correspondence from the health ministry in reply to a doctor's application saying that no, there is no such program. The program has been closed. I've also got correspondence from the Public Safety Ministry's permanent secretary indicating again that that program has been closed. But the public was never told. The patients were never told until they had already spent their time and money. They're upset.
The government says there's no legal or administrative way to do this. How would this protest help?
Well, there is an administrative way to do this. The Premier has already done it for one patient that we know of, and he took credit for it. He said there was an administrative way to do it when he offered to review applications. What we're trying to get him to do is to reopen that program that was already in use. We're trying to get him to communicate better with the patients and their doctors. And we want solutions. It's been 1.5 years now since the issue was raised to him. He knew there were gravely ill patients who needed that medical cannabis, and nothing's been done. No progress has been made. Too many of them are buying it off the street. Risking violence at the point of sale, arrest, contaminated medicine. They don't really know what it is they're getting in terms of quality and purity. It's time for that to end.
The courts have handled an unusual number of assault cases in recent days, which have involved well-known members of society and appear to give some indication of a growing trend towards violence. For example, a 59-year-old Steve Simons of Sandys was accused this morning in Magistrates Court of assaulting lawyer Georgia Marshall as they left the Supreme Court on Thursday with the intent to cause her grievous bodily harm. They had been attending a matrimonial court proceedings when Simons is alleged to have struck the lawyer in the face, causing injuries for which she has had to receive surgery. Senior Magistrate Archibald Warner remanded him in custody to appear again on September the 12th. And a 49-year-old Hamilton Parish man, Victor Johnston, pleaded not guilty to assaulting Senator Jeff Barron, Junior Minister for Public Safety, on Wednesday night in the car park at the Swizzle Inn in Bailey's Bay. Johnston also pleaded not guilty to charges of damaging Mr. Barron's shirt, to having care and control of a vehicle while impaired, and of not complying with police requests for a breathalyzer test. Senior Magistrate Archibald Warner adjourned the case until November the 27th and granted Johnson bail of $2,000 with one surety. Finally, Desi Jones pleaded guilty today of causing the president of the Filipino Association grievous bodily harm, but not guilty of racial harassment. He will be sentenced on October the 16th and has been remanded in prison until then. To give you some idea of the huge efforts that go into the planning and staging of the America's Cup, reports are circulating that the Oracle group of challengers from the United States have been in discussion with the owners of the Morgan's Point development with a view to placing a huge modern tent on the property. The tent will be designed and constructed by the famed Boeing engineering group, who are already involved in the design and construction of the giant catamarans that race in the Admiral's Cup. It would be used over the years of preliminary and final racing that climax in 2017, and local supporters of the Admiral's Cup are naturally taking the news as a positive indication that Bermuda is the favored locale. Still ahead, we have Shay with the weather preview.
Thanks, Selena. Hey, let's take a look at the Doppler radar. Well, there's a couple of areas of moisture in the area, maybe 1 or 2 showers, but hopefully not too much for the weekend. I'll have more coming up later.
The weather radar picture provided courtesy of the Ministry of Transport on Vsb Tv 11.
Barbecue this Labor Day holiday. Purdue Fresh Value Pack chicken thighs, only $1.99 per pound. Save $2 on red ripe seedless watermelons, just $12.99 each. Select varieties of Kraft barbecue sauce, only $1.79 for an 18-ounce bottle. All varieties of Wise potato chips, $1.59 for a 3.75-ounce bag. Heinz squeeze ketchup, only $4.59 for a 32-ounce bottle. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more weekly specials.
Copyfax is Samsung's authorized dealer service center in Bermuda. If you're looking for a tablet, Copyfax have a range of Samsung's Tab 3, 5 and 7. They have Samsung's ATIV Book, which has a 15.6-inch screen. And the ATIV One computer has a 24-inch touch screen. Be sure you're buying from an authorized Samsung dealer. In Bermuda, it's Copyfax Limited, 96 North Shore Road. They service what they sell.
Welcome back. Tonight at 8:30, Vsb TV Channel 11 will screen the environmental documentary Take Back Your Power, which has caused some serious heart-searching in other parts of the world about the wisdom of allowing utilities to install smart meters in millions of homes. The producer, Josh Del Sol, spoke to VSB's Brian Darby, who asked him if Belco's decision to place its smart meters on the outside of buildings would make a difference.
No, it doesn't matter where the devices are located. They could be at the far end of your property, and you could be on acres, and they would still be designed to extract specific granular data about what you do in your own home. Think of it this way. According to what we've uncovered, this is really, and even industry's own documents, this is really like a Trojan horse that they're attempting to install. And this isn't just here, locally for you guys. This is everywhere around the world, plus or minus a couple of years. In the Western countries, utilities are wanting to install this. So the idea is that they get this so-named smart meter on your home, and eventually all the appliances will be in their version of what industry wants to do. All the appliances will be communicating back to the so-named smart meter on detailed usage, what you do in your own home. Now, some large corporations such as Verizon and others have applied for patents that could actually extract information even of what's being said in your own home, even the mood of how it's being said. This is actually not, we're not claiming this without evidence. This is that we're just uncovering their own actual documentation, what industry and government are attempting to do through this program, which is actually subsidized in the United States and many other countries by stimulus funds to the tune of $11+ billion.
There has been an immediate reaction to the Human Rights Commission's call for the outlawing of discrimination against the mentally ill in Bermuda, especially in the workplace. And Chairman Michael Hansen hopes that the community will not get the impression that the move is designed to force employers to accommodate people who are clearly ill.
What we're saying is they just should have a general right, like everyone else does. But obviously the adjustments you make only have to be reasonable, not completely unreasonable.
So for the benefit of the viewer, tell me the steps that you're going to take in bringing this forward.
Okay, so we've already discussed it sort of on a roundtable basis about 15 months ago, and had various discussions since. We are going to be presenting a paper or a memo as such to the government on this particular issue that we've found as a gap in the legislation, as well as others. There's various issues that we've now learned in our 18 months on the job, where there's things missing from the Act, which we think should be put into the Act. This is the biggest one that we found so far, but there are other issues as well. And hopefully, again, like I said, it'll be within the next month or two. I'm waiting, because there's 12 commissioners, and I'm waiting for feedback from everyone before I present the paper. And then the hope is most, if not all of those, could potentially be implemented before the end of our term, which is in another 18 months. That's my unofficial goal. How far we get, we'll see. I genuinely believe the main cause is a slight misunderstanding that this means, oh, businesses are going to have to, do X, Y, and Z. I'll make a very important point. Most international business that comes to Bermuda, in their handbooks of employment that are, the genesis is in London or New York or wherever, has more protection than our own Human Rights Act. Most international businesses, when they come here and they have a global handbook, will have protection for people with mental illness. So the business side of things doesn't really equate. We have a Schedule 1, which says you only have to make what is a reasonable adjustment effectively. And I think that's the major thing, which is what I'm hoping this can start to clarify for everyone. Quite often in Bermuda, it's just a misunderstanding of what this really means.
Bermudians seeking employment may take comfort in Pamela Barrett-Nolan's advice when it comes to landing a job. The CEO and founder of Transform tells us in the second of two-part interview that if all else fails in the quest for a job, we could always fall back on something that many Bermudians are good at.
Entrepreneurship. Figuring it out. So if you can't fit yourself into somebody else's box, build your own box and go sell it. And so find out what it is that brings you passion. And there's probably somebody out there that'll buy it.
Now, is there a demarcation line as regards to age for this type of passion?
No, not at all. I would say that the International Coaching Federation did do a study of coaching around the world in 2012. And generally the age of clients that approach coaching or desire coaching is between 35 and 65. A big gap. But generally younger people are heading out and they're getting their education and they're getting their first job. Coaching can still help there, but they've got a pretty focused perspective. And as we age on into our latter years, hopefully we've found some satisfaction and things have calmed down a bit. So it's really in that sort of main 35 to 65-year-old age that the study found that people come to coaching.
So you wouldn't say people beyond that need not apply?
Oh, no, and definitely not. If there's just something, it can be really small, that's seemingly stuck, or there's a fear that somebody might have, but they just can't get the answer themselves, a coach might have that question that will unlock that answer for them.
Now here's a look at the daily markets presented by Bias.
Here are the daily markets presented by Bias. On the last day of trading of August, equity indices around the globe, especially those in North America, rallied. Bonds were mainly flat and the dollar strengthened against most major currencies. In the U.S., North American indices rebounded today, advancing to fresh new heights. The S&P closed at a record-making 2003, while the Toronto Stock Exchange gained 0.43% after a positive GDP report from Canada. The Bermuda Stock Exchange pushed higher today, gaining 0.21% for a close of 1,391.09. Shares of Summer surged 5.55%, and ACE advanced another 19 basis points to close at $106.32. European indices rose in line with those in North America amid renewed hopes of a central bank stimulus package after Eurozone inflation data was published. The German DAX was up 8 basis points, and the index in Milan ended the day 0.54% higher. Asian markets were mixed today. The Nikkei in Japan declined 0.23%. The Hang Seng was unchanged, and the Shanghai rose almost 1% by the end of trading day. Indices in Latin America rallied with the Bovespa leading the way with a 1.69% gain. August was the best month for the index in Brazil since 2012. Bond markets around the world were little changed today. The Treasury 10-year yield was 2.34% at the close, only 1 basis point higher than yesterday. The UK gilt 10-year closed flat for the day to yield 2.37%. With the exception of the pound sterling, major currencies fell against the US dollar. The euro fell to an almost one-year low of 1.31 euro per US dollar as data showed that inflation in the region had slowed. And that was a look at the daily markets presented by Bias. There's more news after the break.
Save 50 cents on inputted ripe mangoes this Labor Day holiday, just $1.49 each. Certified Angus beef tucked sirloin steaks, $8.99 per pound. All varieties of Breyer's ice cream, just $6.29 for a 48-ounce tub. Select varieties of Gain 2X laundry detergent, only $7.99 for a 50-ounce bottle. All varieties of Yoplait yogurt, just $1.09 for a 6-ounce tub. Have a safe and happy Labor Day holiday from the marketplace.
You can count on us.
Now at Big Savings Zone, there's the Kids Zone. See the latest bedroom ideas for tots to teens. There's a large selection of beds, bedding, all kind of furniture designed especially in mind for your child. And see the array of accessories for all ages. Big Savings Zone is the home of Ashley Furniture and Serta Mattresses in Bermuda. And the Kids Zone is only at Big Savings Zone at the end of Stocks Road, St. David's.
If you've been the victim of an uninsured or hit-and-run driver, your medical and other expenses may not be covered by your insurance. The good news is, there is coverage. The Motor Insurers Fund can provide you with compensation to help you through the crisis, whether suffering from physical injury, loss of wages, or extra expense incurred as a result of your injuries. For further information about the Motor Insurers Fund, visit mif.bm or call 505-8555. The Motor Insurers Fund, assurance after the unexpected.
Welcome back to Vsb TV 11. Now here is Errol Spazen with the sports report.
Bermuda defeated Jamaica in their semi-final match during the ITF Grand Slam Development Fund 12 and under age group championships going on in St. Lucia to advance to the Masters event in Mexico later this year. In the number 2 position and taking to the court first, Ben Jones had a tough 2-setter against John Chin. Jones won the first set 4-1. However, in the second set, the Jamaican got stronger as the rallies got longer. Fortunately, an early break took some pressure off Jones as he found himself serving for the match at 3-1. The Jamaican found another gear and brought the match back to 3-all even. The next 2 games went with serve, thus requiring a tiebreaker to decide the set. Jones again got an early break in the tiebreaker and was comfortably ahead at 5-1 when they changed ends. Jones eventually won the tiebreaker 7-3, thus winning the set 5-4. Next on court was Trey Mallory, and he took on Damani Kane. Kane used his good court coverage and his bowl sense to nullify the power of Mallory, winning the first set 5-3, and he also took the second set by the same score. This made the match 1-1 after singles play. After a short break, the players were back on the court for doubles to decide who would advance. Bermuda won the first set 4-1. The second set would prove to be a little more difficult to close out. Eventually, Jones and Mallory would hold serve and hold nerve, winning 5-3. The final round of the HSBC Junior Golf Classic took place at the Port Royal Golf Course, and due to windy conditions, tournament director Sergio Ednes elected to have the players play the first 6 holes 3 times in order to get in 18 holes of play. The first 6 holes on the golf course were on the northern side of the course, which limited the heavy wind conditions partially. The winners were Elizabeth Parsons, Brady Cadero, and Kenny Lejour in respective divisions. Parsons shot a final round 85 in the girls' open division to finish at 250 for 3 days. Cordero won the 13 to 15 age group after shooting a final round 81 to finish with a score of 244. Dakota Lamb's final round of 86 saw him finish second with a score of 245. Eastern County Cup challengers Flex Victoria have announced their team that will take on Cup holders Cleveland County at the Seabreeze Oval tomorrow beginning at 10 a.m. Flex will be led by Colt Kofi Robinson, and they've also included two other Colts as guest players. They include Azim Pitcher and Tamiko Wilson. So the Flex Victoria team for tomorrow's match include Kofi Robinson, captain and Colt, Keywan Franks, Regino Smith, Vernon Eve, Azim Pitcher, Colt, Tamiko Wilson, Colt, Reggie Baker, Raji Adnis, Dejan Carey, Nelson Bascom, and Shay Woolridge. The Bermuda Cricket Board and Logic announced the Logic Premier and First Division Players of the Week. Trey Manders from Bailey's Bay was the Premier Division Player of the Week after scoring 47 runs in Bailey's Bay's 8-wicket victory over St. David's Cricket Club, while the First Division Player of the Week was Keywan Franks, who scored 50 runs for Flex Victoria in their 1-wicket victory over Devonshire Recreation Club. He bowled 5 overs for only 13 runs. Bermuda Cricket Board and Shivers Rigo announced the Shivers Cricket Sportsman Award for Week 11 and Week 12. The Week 11 winner was Russell Richardson. Richardson has been a major contributor to the Bermuda Cricket Board's programs all year, serving as the manager of one of the Cricket Board's national squads. Meanwhile, the Week 12 winner was Dal Hollis from St. David's Cricket Club. Hollis has been a stalwart of St. David's Cricket Club for many years. He still plays for the senior team and is actively involved in the youth programs. I'm Earl Baston reporting for VSB Sports.
It's a beautiful morning.
Hear Keeble the Captain Burgess on Mix 106 FM weekday mornings 6:30 to 11:30. Great music, features, and your requests.
It's a beautiful morning.
The Bermuda Post Office wishes to remind the public that sub-post offices at St. David's, Harrington Sound, and Somerset Bridge will close effectively November the 1st, 2014. Home delivery within these postal districts will continue with no disruption in service, delivery standards, and time of delivery. Post office box holders at these locations can transfer their respective post office box numbers to any other sub-post office location, or close their post office box and provide the post office with an alternate address for a home delivery. Please visit any one of our sub-post office locations for assistance or contact Project Manager Sam Brangman Jr. at sbbrangman@gov.pm or at 294-4475 with any further questions or concerns. A message brought to you by the Bermuda Post Office.
Looking for a new workout? Need to lose weight? Move more, Bermuda, and dance it off with us at Bermuda Jazzercise with Valentina. You've seen us on Facebook, and your friends have told you you've got to try it. Well, now is the time. Check out our Facebook page, Bermuda Jazzercise with Valentina, or simply drop in at 5:30 any Monday or Tuesday at St. Andrew's Church Hall in Hamilton, across from HSBC Bank on Church Street. Come on down, get healthy, and have fun with us at Bermuda Jazzercise with Valentina.
Outlast any storm with the most advanced alkaline battery. This weather segment is brought to you by Duracell Quantum.
Well, a bright and beautiful day, but a bit of a somber night. I'm Che Barker, and this is your weather. Let's take a look at our weather shot for today. Today's shot taken by Tyrone Harvey at 12:45. This is a view of the John Swan building. You can see off of this Hamilton Harbor in the distance, and not a cloud in the sky. And you felt it today. It was hot and beautiful, and finally, no rain in August. So that's good news for all of our tourists and everybody going out on the water for the weekend. Our highs and lows, 85 was our high today at 2 p.m. Our low temperature, 7 a.m. this morning, 76 degrees. Currently, we're looking at 82 degrees, humidity 70%, winds out of the west at 10 knots, and your barometric pressure is steady at 30.09 inches. So far for August, you can see lots of rain, 12.61 inches of rain. Not much coming this weekend, though, so that's great news. Our total for the year so far, 43.29 inches. Normally, we'd have seen 46.8, so about 6 and a bit up on what we'd have normally seen. take a look at our satellite map. Well, you can see this trough of low pressure will approach the area tonight with a couple showers lasting into Saturday morning. Hopefully not too long. Otherwise, you'll see mainly dry conditions will persist as then high pressure is going to build back in through the rest of the forecast period. So that's great, great news. In the gateway cities, thunderstorms at likely and 88 in Atlanta. Boston at partly cloudy and 76. 89 and mostly sunny in Charlotte. London cloudy and 70 degrees. 90 degrees in Miami and partly cloudy. New York partly cloudy and 77. 93 and mostly cloudy in Orlando. Philadelphia mostly cloudy and 82. 82 and cloudy in Toronto. And Washington mostly cloudy and 86 degrees. For tonight, low temperature of around 77, partly to mostly cloudy, maybe a shower overnight. Winds out of the west at 8 to 12 knots, and they will veer northerly. For tomorrow, high temperature around 82 degrees, sunny periods, a couple of morning showers. Winds out of the north at 10 to 15 knots, then they'll move to the northeast by the morning and easterly in the evening. For Mariners tonight, no warnings in effect. Seas inside the reef, 1 foot. Seas outside, 4 to 7 feet. Your sea temperature is 81 degrees. For Mariners tomorrow, there are no warnings in effect. Seas inside the reef, 1 foot. Seas outside the reef, 3 to 5 feet. Low tide will be at 5:55 a.m. and your high tide at 12:26 p.m. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Saturday, sunny periods, couple of morning showers, and again, maybe overnight, high of 82. Partly cloudy on Sunday with a possible overnight shower, high of 83. Monday, a mix of sun and clouds, high of 85. Tuesday, partly cloudy and 85. And Wednesday, partly cloudy and 85 degrees. And this is our photo winner of the week, Robert Hedges. Just a lovely shot taken of sunset. Lots of beautiful reds and oranges and pinks. Just a great way to end it. Thank you to Robert Hedges for sending this in. He is our winner of Dinner for Two. I'd like to thank the Bermuda Weather Service for all the help, and a special shout out, special thank you to all the crew that has always made this so much fun on coming in. I'd like to thank you all for inviting me into your homes. I'll hopefully see you again real soon.
Outlast any storm with the most advanced alkaline battery. Today's weather forecast was brought to you by Duracell Quantum.
Open 9 to 7, Monday to Saturday, on 41 Victoria Street in Hamilton for your home appliance and hardware needs. Sears, washers and dryers, refrigerators and freezers, gas ovens and electric ranges, a large array of Craftsman tools and accessories, lawn and garden tools, fitness equipment, outdoor furniture, barbecue grills, and much, much more. Open 9 to 7, Monday to Saturday. Sears, bringing Bermuda the best variety at everyday low prices.
The defunct broadcasting stations have more diverse programming than any other broadcasting company in Bermuda.
The Lord God Almighty, Jesus Christ.
1280 AM, the Bible Broadcasting Network. Beautiful, conservative Christian music and programs 24 hours a day. 1280 AM, one of the stations of the defunct broadcasting company.
On behalf of everyone at VSB, we'd like to take a moment to thank you for allowing us into your homes each and every night. You gave us your time and your trust, and it was indeed an honor and a privilege to have served you. Until next time, we wish you all the best. Take care, and God bless.
Outfit for Che Barker, provided by Alexander at the English Sports Shop.
Vsb TV 11, Bermuda.